Today I'm going to share with you guys a tip for winter weather fly fishing. I love fishing when the weather is miserable. If it's cold, rainy, snowy, freezing temperatures, you get the river to yourself. And in my experiences, I feel that the fish bite better, the bigger fish. I feel that I have way better luck out there. Now, I don't know if it's just because I'm able to get to the holes that nobody else is at, or if the fish are actually feeding better, but I do way better and I have way more success fishing on cold, dreary days. Except you end up having a lot of problems with your fly line getting ice build up, with your ferrules on your rod getting just iced up and caked up, and you have a lot of problems. And if it's raining and wet, sometimes your rod tips will freeze together. So I'm going to show you guys a little tip that's super fast and easy, and man, it works good. Now, disclaimer, I don't want people going, oh, that could hurt your fly line, or that could do this, or that could do that. I'm going to tell you guys, I have been using this stuff for over a decade, and I am cheap. And I have fished with the same fly line for about a decade on one of my reels, my main one. And this year I finally changed it out, and I'd never had any problems. When I get done on a major fishing trip, or at least once a week during fishing season when I'm fishing a lot, I'll bring my line in and I'll clean it all up and, make sure that everything's clean and good so I don't ever have any kind of buildup. But what I do, I learned this way back in the day when I was a police officer. I would put Rain-X on the windows of my patrol car, so if I got called out in the middle of the night, I didn't have ice or rain buildup or anything like that. It made it just way better driving conditions. And I was out fishing and my line just kept freezing up on my rod, and I was having all kinds of problems, and I thought, man, why wouldn't that work? So I ran and I got a package of this, and it's just Rain-X glass treatment wipes. And all you do is you just open these bad boys up, and it's just a rag. And this rag, it's got the product on it. It's a little bit wet and oily, and all I do is I'll take and I'm going to rub that thing on every one of my ferrules. You want them guides nice and coated with this. And I even go through and hit the ends of my rod sections. So that, if you drop your pole in the water, or, whatever, if your rod's having issues, it's raining, whatever, it doesn't freeze together. And literally, this is all you do, is just coat each one of them sections of your rod, just as such. And when you do that, I have, even on really bad days, wiped my line down with this, but it's not really necessary. It will build up a little bit, but this, it keeps the water from sticking to everything, and it works unbelievably well. We'll put that in the trash so I don't get oil everywhere. It works unbelievably well on keeping them rod sections from freezing up. I get a lot of ice buildup when you're reeling or pulling your line back in, and it builds up and you end up getting bound up. This eliminates it 100%. I've been doing this now for probably 10 or 11 years, and all winter long I'll go through and I'll coat it. And you don't have to coat it every time. It'll last for, I fish almost every day in the wintertime, and it'll last for a week or so, with a lot of constant fishing. So get you some of them packs. They come in a little box with several of them, and they last for a long time. They don't dry up in the package very bad. They stay good for a long time, and you can get all your rod treated. If it's really, really bad and really, really cold and your line's freezing up, you can wipe your line with it. And all you need to do is, I just take a mild detergent and I wipe my line down with it, and I have a little cleansing thing that I drag my line through and it wipes it off, and then take a dry rag and wipe my line off, and it keeps your line clean. But if you do this and maintain that line every so often to where you're keeping it clean, you need to be doing that anyhow, because it's going to get all kinds of crap on it. But you won't have any frozen line. And I'm telling you, if you get out there and you don't mind fishing in the elements, you're going to have access to all the points that have all the good holding spots. You're not going to have to fight with traffic with people out there. You're not going to have any other issues. And in my mind, I'm 100% convinced that the bigger fish feed better when it's cold. So if you're able to get out there and not have malfunctions and not have problems with your gear, you're going to be able to catch more fish and bigger fish. We did it this weekend. We went out there, not this weekend, it was Monday, I'm sorry. We went out and fished an area they had stocked a bunch of big trout. Nobody had been catching them, and we went out there knowing that all these big trout were there and there was nobody else there. Me and the few buddies of mine that went out there and we caught several of them big trout. And we did it because we were able to fish out there. Our gear was able to work when nobody else was willing to do it. So I encourage you guys, go out there and fish in that cold weather and use these wipes on your rods. And like I say, they're just little Rain-X wipes. Get in the automotive section, any auto parts store, Walmart, anything like that. They will make where you can fish in any condition. It doesn't matter how cold it is, you will not ice up. So I hope this tip helps, and I will see you guys in the next video.